What's up, guys? Now, today's obviously going to be a little bit different of a video compared to my normal videos. Now, if you're new to the channel, I upload mostly Smash Bros videos and just video game stuff in general. I try and upload 3 times a week, and I'm probably going to have these videos every now and then. Probably not too often, though, not enough to like warrant a second channel or anything. But more Smash Bros stuff obviously coming in the future. But I wanted to brag about something that I did and just kind of share it with you guys. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm a professional juggler, hence the name. Now, it's not related to juggling in Smash Bros. I'm actually a juggler. That's what I do. I've been juggling for a really long time, about 14 or so years. Now, if you look at some of the older videos on my channel, you'll be able to see some of my old juggling videos. That's what this YouTube channel used to be about. Now, a couple weeks ago, I went to the International Jugglers Association Festival, which is the largest gathering of jugglers in the United States. It was held in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I ran the Fight Night tournament, which is a combat juggling tournament where guys juggle 3 clubs and try and get each other out. Really cool. Here's a couple clips from that. So I've been to enough Smash Bros tournaments where I know how to run a bracket, so I figured I'd step up and then run that event, which went really well and it was lots of fun. Now, also at the competition and the overall competition, my friend Zach actually won the individuals and the teams competition, which is sort of like the equivalent of winning EVO, both singles and teams in Smash Bros, I guess. It's not like an exact comparison, but that's the closest thing that I could think of. He was the first American to win in about 6 or 7 years, so that was really fun to watch. Awesome job to Zach. But the reason I made this video was because of a competition that was held by Josh Horton at the IJA. For those of you who don't know who Josh is, he's a YouTuber who makes trick shot videos, basketball videos, and just sports kind of videos in general, and he's also a juggler himself. We've been friends for a really long time, as we used to go to the same juggling competitions and stuff like that. And it's not that big of a world, but we've known each other for probably around 10 years or so. He ended up winning the Fight Night tournament and afterwards held a competition where the last person to juggle 3 clubs would win $1,000. Now, you can watch the whole video on his channel. Link to that is in the description, but I'm gonna be talking about basically what happened there. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I like money, so I was pretty determined to win this competition. Unfortunately, I'm not unique. So about 40 or 50 other people decided to enter, and the competition started at 1 in the morning. When it hits you, yeah. So we were not only tired from just that day, we were also tired from the entire week of activities that already had happened at the festival. Now keep in mind before we start, the 3-club world record is about 3 hours. So I had no intention of juggling that long and probably expected it to go about 45 minutes, maybe an hour maximum. So we start juggling, about 40-50 people enter. Now these are not just normal people who know how to juggle. A lot of these people are some of the best jugglers out there, so there's some pretty tough competition. About 30 minutes goes by and a decent amount of people get out. Josh is spinning a wheel and it's calling out tricks, and so we have to also not only just juggle 3 clubs, but also do the tricks that come up. At one point, combat actually came up, so we had 30 seconds where we could attack each other, but most of us decided it would probably be a better idea not to do that. So an hour goes by and the majority of people are out at this point, but there's still a lot of people in. And I joke about how I could go 2 more hours because I was still actually feeling pretty good at this point. So I think there's about 5 of us left when my friend Chuck drops at the 2-hour mark or so, leaving just me, Jeremiah, Sydney, and Andrew. Now, Jeremiah has a very slow, kind of flowy pattern, and his arms are moving a lot, which you might think is not good. However, I think it's a little more comfortable, allowing him to sort of stretch in between each throw, and really he looks really solid, kind of the guy to beat at this point. Sydney has a pattern sort of like mine, a little bit faster. However, every now and then he's stretching, and my friend Andrew is just kind of going for it. He's throwing in tricks here and there. He's just doing whatever he feels like. Now, as much as I wanted to do something, make some higher throws to kind of give my arms a little bit of a chance to stretch out, I was afraid that I would drop, and also anytime I deviated from the pattern that I had, I felt a lot of pain. So I thought that if I did a high throw, kind of stretch it out, I actually would end up being in more pain than I was. So I stuck to my pattern the entire time and didn't change anything pretty much other than moving my legs around. We all ended up going 3 hours, effectively breaking the world record. So at this point, all 4 of us are holding the world record, but if you drop at any point, then you lose it and the other 3 have the world record. So the competition of each other and having $1,000 on the line pushed 4 of us to actually break the world record, which is pretty insane when you think about it. But at this point, I'm probably in the most pain of everybody, and I'm not looking good. This is not going well for me. It's around this point, around 3 hours or so, where I actually hallucinated a 3rd arm. So like I made a throw, and then when I went back, my mind like put in my arm making a throw, and so I actually saw 3 hands, which almost caused me to drop, but I did not, and I kept going, and nothing else happened like that, but that kind of was a wake-up call to me to really start paying attention. So around 3.5 hours, Andrew gets a little cocky, he's trying out tricks, and then eventually drops. So there's just me, Jeremiah, and Sydney. I'm starting to feel that these people are never going to drop, and we're going to be in for a very long time. Jeremiah seems completely fine, and Sydney almost seems robotic, where he's just going to go for days. I had no idea how long this was going to last. So around the 4 hour and 20 minute mark, Jeremiah is trying tricks. Right when he says he's about to do a trick, he actually drops, making just me and Sydney left. So you might be thinking, why is he trying a trick? There's $1,000 on the line and a world record at stake. But at that point, you want to keep your mind sane. You want to do something to keep yourself occupied or just entertained through all of this. And that was his way of doing it. But unfortunately for him, he ended up dropping, leaving just me and Sydney in. Now, like I said, Sydney is a fierce competitor. This dude has no emotion. He said he's completely fine. However, for me, I was hurting all over. Now, he might have been just doing that like as a tactic to kind of throw me off and intimidate me, but if that was it, it definitely was working because I was getting scared. I was in so much pain and I didn't know how much longer I could go. However, at the 4 hour and I think 58 minute mark, Sydney ended up dropping. I think he partially fell asleep. I don't exactly know what happened. I mean, you can't blame him. It's around 6 in the morning at this point, and so I ended up winning the competition, not only getting the $1,000, but also setting the world record for longest time juggling 3 clubs at somewhere around 4 hours and 58 minutes. Now at this point, I didn't want to go any longer. I could barely do anything else, and so I just kind of showed off, did a 1-up 360, and just kept going, and then eventually it dropped when I did a 3-up 360, and was kind of mobbed by everyone, which was super exciting and really fun. So shout out to my boys Grant, Zach, Eric, Noah, Jonah, Dakota, and Max, and really anyone else who was there keeping me sane through all of that, talking with me during that, because I would have probably have gone insane after about the 2 hour mark if I didn't have someone to talk to. And awesome job to Sydney, Jeremiah, and Andrew for also breaking the world record with me and really just pushing each other to our absolute limit for the most part. That was pretty crazy. It was an awesome experience with you guys. And obviously, thank you to Josh for running the event and for the $1,000. I had such a fun week at the IJA, and I'm already excited for next year. And let me know what you guys thought about this video. I know it's a little bit different, doesn't have anything to do with Smash Bros. Or video games in general, but I kind of wanted to share something that I did and just sort of brag about it because I was really happy with how I did at that event. Also, let me know if you want to have a second channel for stuff like this. I don't really see a need for that because I don't think these videos are going to be like often at all, but it might be an idea to throw around in the future. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.